Yo, what's up guys? It is your host, Seishi Samurai here, and welcome to the channel. I'm here to bring you another part to what if Naruto had Zeref's powers. And yes guys, this is going to be part 5 I believe, if not part 6 of the what if. Now guys, I'm just going to start this off right now saying that thank you all so much for my support on this one. Really glad that you guys enjoyed the last part of the last part that I posted yesterday. Really glad that you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I've also been reading the comments. Don't worry, I do end up reading the comments. And I've noticed that a lot of you guys have recommended me a lot of suggestions, which don't worry guys, I'm writing them down like on a I have like a notes like right here on my computer, which literally saves like all the notes and what ifs. As well as I do plan on giving credit to them, credit to the idea, so don't worry about that either. And besides that, guys, if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and put it down in the comments. Although I do like to go ahead and give off this warning, though, because there's some of you guys that left some questionable ones. Make sure that the what ifs that you guys are recommending is appropriate, because it's YouTube and you're currently trying to make it child friendly. I don't get it, but yeah, and so on and so forth. But then again, it's up to you guys to comment down below. It's up to you. But besides that, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and start off this what if. Thank you once again for tuning in. And either way, let's begin.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
Alright guys, let's go ahead and kick off this what if. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. And either way, let's begin. Now to start off, we last left off with the beginning of the 1 month training, and that's exactly where we're going to pick off. So it's been a week in total ever since the 1 month training, and Naruto has been nothing more but stuck in his house doing his research and studies. At this, while Naruto was doing this, he was beginning to get large amounts of information as well as different jutsus. Now Naruto just has this because he finds them interesting, but he's not really going to mostly focus on this, I guarantee you. As Naruto was currently in his studies, once again reading up on more of the history of the Blood Mist Village, which yes, he's been getting information from over there, thanks to how Zabuza and Haku had made their way over there. Naruto would suddenly sense a presence. Are you here for the daily rounds? Naruto would ask as he then suddenly feels Kabuto right behind him. At this, the assistant of Orochimaru would approach Naruto, this time keeping quiet and not speaking a word to the man, as although he hated to admit it, he feared him. Yes, Orochimaru wanted to give this to you. At this, Naruto goes ahead and sighs as he puts down his research as he turns around collecting it. As when Naruto gets a bunch of scrolls, he ends up seeing one of them with the kanji of a summoning. Now this interests Naruto, considering the fact that during his time of studying Fuinjutsu, he actually had read up on books about the summoning method. Now, there is multiple of them, ranging from ravens to dogs to even toads and even snakes. As Naruto would stare down at the summoning scroll, he would give Kabuto a very questionable look, to which Kabuto with an extremely strained voice would then begin to speak. Well, Lord Orochimaru, as courtesy due to your prior agreement, as well as this is, being nothing more but a gift, he decides to offer you the summoning scroll for the snakes. At this, as Kabuto says all of this with a strained voice, barely able to get it out, Naruto just completely ignores him, taking away the scroll while also giving Kabuto a few more samples of the Uchiha DNA, as well as the eyes. Go on, take it to him. Now, if you guys are wondering why does Orochimaru require all this? Well, it's because Orochimaru is trying to really push the stages of the Sharingan. Plus, yeah, this man would most definitely try pushing the strength of the Sharingan. So, of course, he'll be obsessed with trying to figure it out, depending on how much Sharingan he's given. So, I could see this working out. As Naruto takes the scroll, he instantly begins to look at it, as due to his Fuinjutsu knowledge, he's able to read up on all of it. And so, due to this, he's able to understand what he needs to do in order to pretty much do the summoning. So as this, Naruto goes ahead and bites down his thumb, making it bleed blood, as this is when he also begins to write down his name onto the paper, allowing him to now perform the snake summoning. However, right before Naruto can get into it though, this is when suddenly he will then once again sense a presence approaching. Outside of Naruto's apartment, we will see Jiraiya, who currently right now had a ticked off look on his face. Through the entire week, Jiraiya would be in very certain locations that Hiruzen had told him Naruto would mostly be at. Whether it be at the library, to which he did not really like being there, or heck, he even tried, going ahead and going to the ramen shop to supposedly, pick up some hot girls. But no matter what he did, Naruto was in neither location. At this, he was so upset to the point where he asked Hiruzen where the Naruto lived, to which Hiruzen ends up telling him exactly where Naruto ended up living. And so on and so forth, Jiraiya had to go in this weird, very, very isolated location in the forest. Damn brat. Well then, just for doing this, I'm going to make sure your training is wholesome. As soon as he says this, Jiraiya would gain an evil smirk on his face until he decides to knock on the door. However, right before he was able to knock, this is when suddenly the door wouldn't open to reveal a small little kid. Well, not that small, but he would see a kid right there with dull eyes staring right back at him. And who are you? At this, Jiraiya was, of course, initially surprised by this, but ends up coughing. I am the one and only. However, right before Jiraiya can go into his chant, this is when Naruto would then interrupt him. If that's all you have to do, then you may leave. At this, the Naruto would then suddenly begin to close the door. However, Jiraiya would then stop him. Hey, wait. Don't you want to know who I am? At this, Naruto will look at him as he begins to analyze him with his cold, calculative eyes, which caused Jiraiya to have a shiver go down his spine. You're Jiraiya, the Totsanin. Anyone who's been able to read up on the information of Konoha is able to register you. At this, hearing this, Jiraiya feels a boost of confidence, as he's thinking that now that Naruto knows him, he's going to let him in, only to be in shock as Naruto goes ahead and forcibly pushes him out using this unknown amount of chakra, what Jiraiya thinks at least, and closing the door. Hey, Bright, open the door, you know it's me, I'm Jiraiya the Totsanin, come on! As Jiraiya begins, knocking on the door, banging on it, acting like a child, Naruto, feeling quite a bit annoyed, would then open the door. At this, Jiraiya was panting as he looks down at Naruto angrily. Bruh, what's up with you? I'm literally the legendary Sanin. Most people will be begging to be in my presence, and you just go ahead and act so coldly about it? Jiraiya would say in a very comedic tone. At this, Naruto goes ahead and continues looking at him before sighing and turning around, this time leaving the door open. And exactly what should I do? Just because you're a Sanin, I should go ahead and worship the ground you walk on? Should I treat you as if you're Kami himself? No, I don't. I wasn't the one who asked you to go ahead and try to save the life of this village. You're the one who did it of your own free will. Hearing Naruto's cold and toned logic, Jiraiya would honestly loosen up on the comedic attitude as he stares at Naruto with a critical eye. The way he acts, the feeling that he emits, he knew exactly what this felt like. At this, as Naruto was walking into the darkness of his home, Jiraiya could practically see a silhouette of his old rival and friend, Orochimaru, right behind Naruto as he was walking. At this, Jiraiya could already think, this kid, he's too much like him. No, I better get him out of this. As Jiraiya, as one of the legendary Sanin, and even more importantly, as Naruto's godfather, there was no way he was going to allow him to turn out like Orochimaru. That would be the biggest sin that Jiraiya would ever allow to happen. So with that being said, Jiraiya goes ahead and enters inside Naruto's home. As already analyzing the place, he could already tell Naruto and Orochimaru were extremely similar. At this, he would see bunches and bunches of books all over the place. He sees information, and he is already struck by all of this. How did he get his hands on all this? He would think. There was some information that just didn't make any sense. But before he could go ahead into questioning, this is when Naruto then turns to him. May I ask exactly why are you doing at my home? At this, Jiraiya seeing this would then cough. Well then, I have been requested by Lord Third to go ahead and train you, he would say, getting straight to the point. As he realized acting all goofy and everything would not work on this kid. He needed cold stone logic. Then please inform the Hokage I don't need assistance for the chunin exams. I already have my own criteria. Now, of course, hearing this, Jiraiya was interested and also pissed off that is because, that honestly hurt a kid just brushing off him aside, but he was not interested. Oh yeah, kid? Then why don't you prove it then? After all, of this so-called criteria that you're doing is going to help you even more than getting training from a Sanin, then it must mean that you must be pretty strong. So strong that you actually might make me break a sweat. At this, Naruto listens to this flawed logic of Jiraiya with a deadpan expression. He already knew that the Toad Sani was not going to leave him alone, and Naruto had a bunch of research he wanted to do on his own. But since Jiraiya was not allowing him, he's going to have to switch up his schedule. At this, Naruto sighs as he turns to him. Fine. I will demonstrate my strength, and when I do, I hope that you follow by your request and leave me alone. As I told you, I already have a criteria of how to gain my strength for the tuning exams. At hearing these words, Jiraiya would gain a smile on his face, as this is when we will then change scenery. Arriving at the Team 7 training ground, we will see Jiraiya as he stands there right in front of Naruto, who appears there with his typical shinobi outfits, which I'm not going to get into explaining because that's just going to make me get sidetracked. At this, as the clearing will be standing off, Jiraiya will go ahead and yawn into his hand. Alright kid, show me what you got, he would say. At this, he was already thinking about, he already had multiple ways to counteract the kid. The kid can't surely be that strong. Although Hiruzen said that he was a prodigy, it seems as if he suffers from extreme amounts of arrogance. As Jiraiya would think this with a, sort of a small chuckle in his head, Naruto would get into a fighting stance. At this, Jiraiya seeing this stance would be honestly confused, as it was no taijutsu style that he knew of. At this, as soon as that being said, suddenly a silence began to fall in. In a blink of an eye, Naruto would then vanish right before the Sanin's eyes, causing Jiraiya to go wide. Wait, what? At this, he looks around for a minute, but this was something he was then be punched in the face by a dark magic enhanced fist from Naruto. At this, Jiraiya would be sent flying, getting pushed back as he looks around directly in the direction at Naruto, only to see that he was gone once again. Wait, where the heck is... However, this is when suddenly his senses would then act extremely crazy, as on pure instinct alone, Jiraiya would have to dodge, as a kick from above would have honestly slammed his head into the ground. At this, Naruto's foot would connect with the ground, as it would then cause it to have a ginormous crater. So you dodge the attack. At this, Jiraiya was looking at Naruto surprised. Shit, I gotta take this kid seriously. He's not pulling his punches. At this, Naruto, now realizing that he was close in with Jiraiya, will then begin to barrage Jiraiya with a bunch of punches. At this, Jiraiya will begin to block out these punches as he begins to block, not throwing any hits at Naruto, but not because he didn't want to. It's because he was literally being forced. Each hit of Naruto, if landed on him, could actually make him wince and honestly cause him to lose some breath. Dang it, what the heck is this kid doing? Wait, does he have access to the gate? No, that can't be it. If he did, I would have honestly felt the increase in chakra. But so far, it seems as if his strength is just how it is. At this, as Jiraiya goes ahead and continues blocking, he will finally have enough, as this is when suddenly he will then extend his hair, causing it to have multiple spikes. Lion's mane, he would say. At this, multiple spikes would then shoot out from Jiraiya's hair as it was protecting him, as Naruto would have no choice but to jump backwards. At this, seeing that he had an opening, Jiraiya would then go ahead and blitz into hand signs, as this is when suddenly he would then shoot out a ginormous stream of fire from his mouth. At this, the fire stream was go ahead and approach Naruto. However, this one suddenly something extremely shocking would then happen. At this, darkness began to fill up in Naruto's hand, as this one suddenly the attack would then be absorbed. No, not absorbed, it would be countered by the darkness. As if the darkness was just destroying the fire itself. What? At this, as Naruto was doing this, he was calmly walking through it as the fire continued getting destroyed. As Jiraiya seeing this would stop his attack, this is when suddenly he would then realize that Naruto was no longer in front of him anymore. But I just saw him. Where did he go? At this, Jiraiya would look around, putting his senses out there, until this is when suddenly he would then feel it, an intense amount of heat as it begins to approach him at rapid speeds. He looks above to see nothing more than a ginormous black flame that was approaching him at fast speeds. Just who is this kid? At this, Jiraiya goes on and tries dodging the attack, as this ends up working out for him as he dodges, but this is when suddenly he would then hit against something soft. What? At this, Jiraiya would calmly look up, as this is when suddenly standing right behind him was none other than a demonic bear. At this, the demonic bear would growl at Jiraiya. This is when suddenly he would then bite down on the Sani's shoulder, causing him to wince in pain. What? Damn it! At this, Jiraiya goes ahead and elbows into the stomach, thinking that was going to do some damage to it, only for him to also wince a little bit. What? At this, Jiraiya was surprised. His hit was supposed to send this thing flying, yet instead it's ground. In fact, Jiraiya didn't even feel like he even pushed it away at all. Ah, fuck! He would think as he feels the pain going through him. Okay, I had about enough of this. After saying these words, Jiraiya would then suddenly kick the bear in the stomach, using some chakra to enhance his hit, causing the bear to be pushed back as he gets some distance. After doing so, Jiraiya would then form the technique that was created by the fourth Hokage, the Rasengan. At this, making the small orb of chakra, Naruto would honestly be interested in it as he was watching it from the shadows. At this, the Jiraiya having the attack at the palm of his hands would then suddenly rush at the bear as he then slams the Rasengan right into it. Rasengan! He would shout. At this, the bear would, yell out in pain as it would then be sent flying, crashing through multiple trees and landing right near Naruto's foot. At this, Jiraiya would pant a little bit as he winces in pain, as he still has the bite marks of the grizzly that was biting into it, like his shoulders. Damn it! I didn't even sense that thing. Where did it even come from? At this, as he, winces about it, he would then look up to see the bear right beside Naruto. At this, he did not really pay much attention to it until this is when suddenly the bear would then begin to get swallowed up by Naruto's shadow. A technique like that? Is utilizing his shadow? But how? Could he possibly be a Nara? Did Kushina cheat? At this, as Jiraiya would actually think this thought though, he would then suddenly be once again stopped as this is when suddenly he would then be berated by multiple amounts of magic bullets, as each one of them would then hit Jiraiya, piercing his shoulder, his knee, and causing him to actually fall down to the ground, this time now breathing heavily. As Jiraiya was wincing in pain and unaware about what technique Naruto just used, Naruto will walk over to Jiraiya as he would then coat his fist in darkness. As I told you before, I have my own circumstances, and I do not require your assistance. Let this be a lesson. At this, Naruto would then suddenly slam a fist into Jiraiya, knocking the man out, as Jiraiya will be falling onto the ground, this time having a small bit of pool of blood coming from him. At this, as Naruto sees this, he would then realize just how bad this will look, considering the fact that he just injured a Sannin, and also due to the fact that if it got found out that Naruto beat up a Sannin this bad, he will be brought into questioning, and that could interfere with his research. Dang it. As Naruto would think about it, he will have no choice but to actually heal up Jiraiya, as well as also make some modifications to what happened in the fight. So we now have a time skip. As we can see, Naruto currently sitting in his home as he was once again going through his research, finally deciding that it was now time for him to do the summoning. At this, Naruto biting down on his thumb, once again doing the summoning jutsu, would then suddenly slam his palm into the ground, as this is when he would then be transported into the land of snakes. As while this was happening, we now turn our attention to Jiraiya and Hiruzen. At this, Jiraiya was currently explaining the situation, as right now the man had looked very worse from where. Number one being the fact that Jiraiya had a nasty bruise on the side of his face, as well as the fact that all over his body he looked like he's just been used as a punching bag. At this, Hiruzen listening to Jiraiya would honestly have to chuckle a little bit. Well, that's what you get for underestimating him. I did tell you he was a prodigy. At this, Jiraiya did not. Yeah, you were not kidding. The Jiraiya, well, I'm going to go ahead and explain this. When Naruto had healed Jiraiya, he sort of tweaked the memory a little bit. Now, similar to what he did to Kakashi, Naruto made it to where pretty much Jiraiya didn't exactly experience what he did, considering the fact that, of a Genin was able to beat up a chunin this bad. And also let me remind you the fact that Jiraiya was already having suspicious of Naruto. Then of that, all of that combined, that Naruto's research and Naruto having his peace and quiet would be interrupted. So to make sure it didn't happen, Naruto had edited Jiraiya's memories to the point where it was Jiraiya underestimating Naruto, and Naruto surprising Jiraiya with having himself enhance his techniques as well as his physical strength, and pretty much Naruto just straight up beating Jiraiya with bare fists, no jutsus. I gotta tell you, Sensei, that kid is gonna be a monster. And although I hate to admit it, he is not bad. After all, if that's the case, then honestly I don't see really anything bad about letting him train himself. He seems very capable by himself anyway. At this, Hiruzen will listen to this, as even though he was afraid about Naruto turning, he has to admit Naruto did have an efficient training method. But that doesn't mean that he 100% feel comfortable with just leaving Naruto alone. He still needs connections. So for the time being, he will tell Jiraiya to rest up a little bit and to heal up on his injuries. But once he's done, he wants him to spend some time to Naruto, like get to know him. To which Jiraiya would go ahead and nod, although right now he was thinking about something entirely different. He was thinking about trying to get a little bit more research for the next issue of Icha Icha Paradise. As he has a perverted grin on his face, he would then nod as he decides to go recover. As we change scenes back to Naruto, we will see currently in the domain of the snakes, we will see a bunch of ginormous, literally intimidating snakes as they were all bowing to this man. At this, Naruto would calmly walk past them as if they were nothing, while the snakes were sweating internally. Who is this boy? At this, Naruto's presence, as soon as he had appeared in this land, was felt throughout the entire world, as literally all of them could feel an entirely different entity just appear. The only difference between this one and the others that appeared here was the aura that he was just leaking out. And this was a lot, considering the fact that the snakes are not easily intimidated, especially due to the fact that they are literally most of the time the hunters, the predators. In these circumstances, they might as well be prey on this one, considering the fact that this man, if he wanted to, he could slaughter them in an instant. As Naruto continued walking, he would eventually end up meeting the elder snake, as he looks at Naruto. Sorry, I mean she made a mistake. As she looks at Naruto, she is honestly shaken up by the mere presence of him. This child, no, this boy, he leaks the presence of death itself. At this, even though Naruto is not intentionally letting out his power, they feel it. Naruto's power is legit death itself, and they fear it. And this is coming from the same people. Like, guys, the snakes are so willing to fight that they legit fought Gamabunta and Katsuyu at the same time, and that was a Orochimaru summon. Yet in the presence of Naruto, they're frozen. They show no will of trying to fight against this man. Young child, exactly what do you desire to be in my presence? The elderly snake would speak, although she was hiding her fear. At this, Naruto continues walking until finally he appears right in front of her, as she literally feels the aura just leaking off of him. I would like to be taught your teachings as well as techniques, if you would allow me to. At this, Naruto would say this with a completely blank stare, as, of course, seeing this, the white snake sage would look at Naruto with shock. Naruto wants to know her techniques, even though the power that he has deep inside far surpasses even that of her own. However, as she continues looking into Naruto's eyes, she shows no fear, nothing at all. In fact, she doesn't even sense what Naruto's goal is at the end of it all. However, she can tell that Naruto shows no ill intent to them unless they do so to him. If that is what you desire, child, then you may. However, I would like to make an agreement. At this, Naruto will look at her with an raised eyebrow as she continues. I would like to make sure that we have a peaceful agreement, that there will be no problems, and that you will not turn against us. Is that alright with you? Although she was trying to speak with authority, she herself knew that, once again, the boy definitely had the power to do something here. He was the one in control. But Naruto had actually agreed to this for commands. As, not gonna lie to you, Naruto actually enjoyed this place. It was quiet. There was not very much a lot of loud and rowdy noise. In fact, it was very peaceful. And Naruto enjoyed it. As he sits down and stares down at the snake sage, she will then nod her head, as this is when suddenly Naruto would then begin to be shown multiple different techniques as well as things that are getting passed on to him. As Naruto would begin to feel all this, he will feel his interest peak as he's ready and excited to explore and train with these techniques. So we now move forward as we do a time skip all the way to the chunin exams. If you guys want me to do the entire 1 month training, then I'm not doing it because that's just going to slow down the story. So pretty much, after the 1 month training, Naruto would then appear right there in the exams, as he was just calmly there, just reading through a book that he had in a ceiling scroll. As Naruto was reading through this book, the announcement would be called about the chunin exams, with Naruto picking up on the knowledge that Sasuke was not there. I guess he was still training with Hatake. As Naruto was thinking this is when suddenly his name would then be called up, as he will face off against Neji Hyuga. Surrender now. You stand no chance against me, Neji would say, as he takes up his stance looking at Naruto. This Naruto continues reading his book until sighing and putting it away, until eventually taking up his own stance. Didn't you hear me? I just told you stand no chance, Neji would say as he stares down at Naruto. But Naruto showed no intent of answering him back and just wanting this match to be over with. At this seeing this, Neji then sighs. Fine. Then let it be your way. Activating the Byakugan Dojutsu, Neji began to see Naruto's chakra points as he could already tell that his victory was assured. Or at least that's what he thinks. Begin. As soon as those words were called, Neji would instantly dash over to Naruto as he then throws a bunch of palm strikes directly at him, intending on ending the match quickly. At this, however, to his surprise, Naruto would actually block every single one of these hits as Neji decides to pick up the pace. At this point, everyone in the crowd was looking at this, everyone cheering for Neji, and very, very small amount of people cheering for Naruto. But overall, the match was very interesting. The Hyuga clan Neji will continue throwing techniques at Naruto as he continues trying to, up the speed of it. However, to his surprise, Naruto will be able to keep up with him, acting as if nothing was happening. What is going on? He would think. At this, he would then suddenly get an idea as he spins around super fast. As due to this, he would think that Naruto would now be, preoccupied trying to time him right, and so suddenly he would then appear extremely close to Naruto, having two palm strikes directly to his stomach. At this, the technique would then hit him, as Naruto would then be pushed back, getting pushed back a couple of feet. I already lock out 2 of your chakra points. Surrender now, Neji would say, feeling as if he actually done something. However, to his surprise, Naruto would just shrug it off as he pushes away the dust. Is that all? At this, hearing these small words, Neji would gain a tick mark as he rushes at Naruto, this time going for multiple palm strikes at this one. And instead of just blocking it like usual, Naruto decides to take it. I see. Are you that arrogant in your skill to survive my techniques that you're letting yourself wide open? Fine then. Let me show you the difference in our skills. At this is when suddenly Neji would then enter it. The 64 palms. At this, Neji will begin to throw the technique rapidly as he begins to close up all of Naruto's chakra points. As eventually, after he was done, we would then see Naruto just calmly standing there as 64 of his chakra points were closed. At this, Neji will look at Naruto as he said nothing before turning to the proctor. Call the match. He can't go on. However, he would then stop as he does something. He would then be pushed and sent flying and crashing into a wall by a simple punch from Naruto. What? Neji would think as he looks at Naruto, and to his surprise, Naruto's fist was having a dark orb envelop his fist. That's all. I believe it's my turn. At this, Neji will look at him. Impossible, impossible, impossible. The Hyuga prodigy Neji would say over and over again as he stares at Naruto. He shouldn't be able to use any bit of his chakra, yet Naruto was being able to. It made no sense to him. He shouldn't be able to do anything. His chakra is too low. He can't even throw any actual physical punches yet. How? No. It can't be. That isn't chakra. It can't be. As he continues looking at Naruto's chakra coils, there's nothing there. Naruto's not generating any chakra. If he's not using chakra, then what is he using? As Neji ponders, though, this is when suddenly Naruto then appear right in front of him. If this destiny of yours is true, then let it be. However, if it were to interfere in my journey and go for peace, then I will destroy it, just as I'm about to do to you. As saying these words, Naruto would then suddenly bombard the Hyuga prodigy with multiple hits filled with darkness, as Neji is able to do nothing more to take these hits. Each hit that Naruto threw would send shockwaves around the entire arena, causing smoke to pick up as everyone could do nothing more but watch in shock. All of them hearing nothing more but booms all over the entire arena. As everyone at this, most of the people were standing on their feet, waiting in anticipation. As finally the booms would stop being heard, smoke would finally begin to clear up as Naruto would walk back to the center of the arena, and carrying him by one single hand, Naruto would then drop the Hyuga prodigy down on the ground right beside him. And everyone would then see him, Neji, as he was currently unconscious, as he had bruises all over his body. Proctor. As Naruto would say these words, the proctor would feel a shiver go in his spine. Winner of the match, Naruto Uzumaki. As he says this with a stutter, Naruto looks at everyone as people were looking at this man with fear, disgust, and overall, like they were terrified of this guy right now. As Naruto looks at them, he will then calmly walk by Neji, literally doing something extremely disrespectful as he casually just walks over him. Not even stepping on him. He just casually walks over him as if he was nothing there. As he walks off, as he pulls out a scroll, as he continues reading. At this, the medical team would then arrive as Hiruzen was watching all this, as he can do nothing more but wonder just what Naruto did during this training to get so strong. Naruto Uzumaki. To think that you'll be this strong and also have the power of the Nine Tails. You truly are an interesting boy. It's almost a shame that we have our agreement. At this, we will see these thoughts of Orochimaru as he stared at the match, as he felt a little bit gleeful as he saw Naruto attack the Hyuga prodigy. But there was one thing he also realized. Naruto, whatever his power was, definitely wasn't chakra. And it definitely wasn't that of the Nine Tails either, as any information on it would discuss that the Nine Tails chakra would be so powerful and it would be shown as a blood red. So seeing that Naruto's powers and abilities was definitely nothing that of chakra, it interests Orochimaru. Once I'm done with my research of the Uchiha clan, as well as having the power of the Sharingan, I'll try to discover exactly what is this power of yours, Naruto Uzumaki. After Orochimaru would think this, the next following matches would end up happening, not much really changing from the canon, until eventually it was finally time for Gaara's match against Sasuke. This match would kick off exactly like it does in canon, nothing much changing, until eventually Gaara would end up getting a story into the shoulder, causing him to scream out in pain, and also causing Orochimaru to bring out the signal. The invasion has begun. And with that being said, I'm going to have to end this part to this what if. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Sorry that I'm ending it this soon, guys. I just have a major headache. Today I had to do an exam, and these exams lasted for so long, and my head hurts. Legit, it got so bad to the point where I was forgetting the information, and I don't even know how I did in that test. Hopefully I didn't do too bad, but most likely I did. Yeah, jeez, dude, I'm feeling exhausted. But hopefully you guys do enjoy this what if. But either way, is your host AG Samurai here, and your boy is gonna go post this video, do some workouts, and rest for the rest of the day as he is exhausted. All right. Yeah, jeez. Also, if you guys have any recommendations about how what exactly should I add for the next part, let me know down below. But besides that, guys, once again, it's your host, and he's out. Peace, and hope you have a good day.